Here's what a truly happy cow is. When you open that gate in the spring for the first time and let them hit that pasture, they run and they kick and they jump and they frolic. That's a truly happy cow.
Today we are in Linden, Washington at Twin Brook Creamery. We milk around 180 cows, and I am in partnership along with my father-in-law, Larry Stapp.
What we came up with is that nobody was putting their milk in glass bottles. It was a niche that was not being met. There's 4 things that set us apart that gain us access to stores. Jersey cows, low temperature pasteurization, non-homogenization, and glass bottles give us a product that doesn't compete with anything on the grocery shelf, so the retailers welcome us in.
I think my favorite part of the day is just walking in the morning and you see all the cows sleeping, laying down in the stalls, and just walking through them and seeing everybody nice and calm.
What is my favorite part? Probably maternity. I get to see the gift of life.
My favorite thing about the robots is the cows being allowed to get milked whenever they want.
I find that the robotic milking is only one small part of the whole picture of what we purchase. It's an incredible management tool. Every cow, you know, there's about 180, 190 of them milking right now, going through those robots, getting milk. But yet on the other hand, I've got complete access to all that information at my fingertips, whether it be activity monitor, whether it be rumination monitor, whether it be milk conductivity, whether it be body temperature of the milk, you see, and stuff like that. It's all available right at your fingertips.
For us, milk production's gone up right around 7 pounds a cow.
It's really interesting watching how quick cows learn all this stuff.
Barns are calm, everything's calm. And since we're a milk processor, we need to have comfortable cows.
Comfortable cows make productive cows.
You put all this hard work in and your design and the labor, and to see the first one go, it was pretty exciting.
I was just awestruck. Here's a robot that actually is cleaning the cows better than any human could and attaching them just as fast or faster than a human could, and it does it in such a quiet way that the cows are calmer than in a human interaction. Lely gives me more information to manage my herd in a very timely, precise, cow health friendly way.
It exceeded our expectations and we do it again.
This is a family dairy farm with my father Dale, my mother Janet, my wife Laura, and myself. I'm the 7th generation here. It's been in my mother's family since 1795. I'm actually the 2nd generation dairy farmer. My mother and father started milking cows in 1980 on the farm. Since my wife and I joined the operation in 2009, we started planning what was the next step for having 2 generations on the farm. We knew we needed to increase some efficiencies, and when we looked at the robots were a very good fit for the size farm, the flexibility for both my cows and I and my family, as well as the productivity and efficiency we need for a modern dairy farm. We have the 4 Lely Astronaut A4s, we have a Juno feed pusher, we have the 4 Luna cow brushes. With the 200-hour dairy, the family labor of it is somewhat of a requirement if we have 2 generations here, and the robots just give us the flexibility to have 4 of us involved and still have a good lifestyle outside of the dairy.
Hi, I'm Jason Liedel at Black Cat Dairy in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, and we're in an 8-robot automated milking freestall barn. Myself and my hired man, Tanner, we do everything with the cows in this barn, from freshening to drying them off and moving cows from pen to pen, breeding, everything with the cows we do. My mom and my sister, they do all of the calf work from the day they're born basically till I get them up here. My dad does all of the feeding and helps out with a lot of other things too. He's not just a tractor guy, but my dad grew up on this same farm in the house he still lives in. I like a lot of the cows. A lot of them are like pets to me. They really are. I love seeing the whole herd be healthy, comfortable, and calm. It's just, it feels really good. You're still doing a lot of the things the same way. You're still seeing the cows, but you do got to rely a little bit more on the computer for activity, rumination, production. I guess that's the biggest way my management has changed, but I'm still working with the cows all day. Argo Dairy Systems, our dealer, they had 7 or 8 people helping us. It went so smooth those first couple days, and it's just been smooth sailing ever since. It leaves a lot of time to do other stuff during the day. When we were in our old barn in the parlor, 3 o'clock in the afternoon rolled around, we had to stop, milk cows, and that was the day. Now we have, if one person can come back up here at night to do the chores, we can just keep going right through the day. Allows everyone to be really flexible. To know that cows are getting milked, alleys are getting cleaned, cows are getting feed pushed up to them while we're not doing anything, that's a good feeling. You're getting a lot done when you're doing nothing at all. There was 2 things that made us decide to go with Lely, and the number one was they were a lot quicker at getting attached. The other thing, they were the cleanest of all the robots we looked at, way cleaner. If a cow knocked off a tit cup, it couldn't hit the ground because of the strings or the ropes on them. I'm Jason Lely, and my cows and I live life Lely.
Cows crave consistency, so robots are key for that consistency. And we've seen that with milk production on the rise.
Well, cows are much healthier. The production of milk has skyrocketed. We were about 63 pounds a cow in the other barn, and the other day I got a picture on my phone of 91 pounds a cow, so it's increased. The cows are gentler. You know, walk around them, enjoy them.
Our cow health has increased. We see our somatic cells, our milk quality has gone up. Our somatic cells have dropped. We just feel like overall our cows are more comfortable, they're more relaxed, and they just do a better job for us.
We can really fine-tune the feeding system. As cows are making more milk and starting to peak higher, we can make sure that we're feeding them the way that we need to feed them. And we're seeing higher peaks, better transitions, and it's really important for us to kind of keep on top of that.
As our dad set us up to be successful, robots are setting us up to be successful as well as our children going forward.
We are at the Cottonwood Ridge Dairy near Garrettson, South Dakota.
It's a family operation. It's my parents and myself and my sister.
We raise corn, soybeans, alfalfa, oats and wheat on occasion.
And so it's a big family-run operation.
I grew up with dairy. My dad milked, my grandpa milked.
It was a double-4 swing herringbone parlor, and we'd put the milkers on physically ourselves, no automatic takeoffs. They had steps coming in, steps going out.
And we were at a point with the old facility that we had to do something or quit.
We compared apples to apples, brand new robot with a brand new parlor, and they were very similar in costs.
You don't go purchase just any pair of shoes. And the same thing is, you have to have the support, just like a good pair of shoes. And it starts from the bottom up. If you don't take care of the bottom, something's gonna go out of place all the way up. And that decision, you're gonna find out, it's gonna come to your head pretty quickly that you should have paid attention to your foundation. And that's what it is with Lely. It's a good, solid foundation.
We found that this is going to be a perfect fit for us. And we knew that it would be the perfect fit for our animals and their genetic potential.
And the cows can do it all by themselves. They can eat when they want, drink when they want, milk when they want. And for us, this barn works for us.
This has allowed us to look towards the future.
So once we moved to this barn, the cows' demeanors, they're friendly cows. We'd had skittish cows in the other barn because we're constantly chasing them. In this barn, you're just one of them.
I could let the robot be in control, and I could trust the information I was getting.
We like the way the Lely robots are built. We like the technical part of it and the ease of operation with the Lely robots over some of the other brands.
It's a constant milking, or it's a constant same routine every time.
The cows are a lot more comfortable and they just milk more. They can access the robot whenever they want to. It works great for them.
I get more, I get more for every dollar I've invested in any of my Lely products.
Got more milk. We do. With more milk, you have more money. And with the new facility that we put in and the robots that we put in, these cows are really working for us now. They're really doing good.
The more comes from the minute that cow touches that robot to the minute I have a newborn calf. But the value in that product is innumerable. It's like the information. You can use it more than you can know. But I find it so rewarding when I see right through that door, right there's the udder. I know that from this new wet little baby I just iodine the navel on, I'm gonna see an udder in that robot over there. And that begins their story in the life of Lely.
To live life Lely it gives me the opportunity to better watch the cows, treat the cows, and be amongst them rather than spending my time 5 hours a day in a parlor in a pit.
You can get away. You aren't tied to a twice a day routine where you can't do anything or you miss your kids' school events or things like that. You can do other things.
Living life the Lely way means I get to make the choices that works for me on the time schedule that works for me.
To live life Lely is everything.
A change like this, they think it's a big life change thing. It was. I got a life. Farmers have always been progressive. If farmers were not always progressive, we'd all be still sitting on our cow stools.
Well, there's a lot of pride in this. We're striving for making better cows, more genetics, and now that I have the robots, I have more time to look at different cows, mate cows maybe a little differently than I would before, and strive for a better animal.
It's really great to know that what I'm doing is feeding people. What I do, make sure that it's quality, wholesome, clean product so that America can drink the milk.
And I have a lot more time with my cows. I have a lot more time. I don't have to be in such a hurry. This farm operation fits for the Nussbaum family. This is my family farm. This fits for me.
I love the job. I'm independent, and with the Lely robots now, I can do a lot more other things that I couldn't do before.
Do it. Just pull the trigger and do it, because you'll be amazed at what your cows can do.
I get more life with Lely.
There's longevity in your animal, there's longevity in your business, and there's longevity with you in a business you love.
I feel I'm way better farmer now than I was. I have healthy cows because of them getting the information, and they wouldn't be healthy if I wasn't getting the information. I mean, with the Lely robot, you get a range of things. What it tells you is, this cow has a possibility of this problem. Look at her. You make that decision, but it gives you the information that can keep you out of trouble.
We had a pretty simple operation before. We fed dry hay and grain and didn't have any of this mixing equipment or any of this silage equipment. So when the lead film boys sat down with us and were explaining, I think we can put a vector system in there just as cheap as you can go out and buy a tractor and a mixer and a loader and all this equipment, because I had to do that. I had to buy the equipment. And then I looked at a YouTube and I actually watched the vector system work, and I started thinking, you know, if you can put down fresh feed multiple times, it got to be almost a no-brainer.
Just being able to feed with the vector where we're using a PMR, I think has definitely balanced out the potentials of, you know, acidosis in cows and those kinds of things.
The vector really keeps the barn quiet. We don't have to worry about anything like that disturbing the cows during the milking process.
We've been in here over 9 months now, and I have not taken basically one wheelbarrow or even one shovel of feed off of the lactating cow side here.
What I like most about the vector would be the consistent feeding. The vector is currently putting feed down for the lactating cows of 120 about 14 times a day. And I got that split up between 3 different groups or dumps. The cows enjoy having the fresh feed. They will go to where the fresh feed is getting dumped almost every time. They are cleaning the bunk up more consistently. I am not having nearly as much waste as I believe I would have with a TMR mixer where I'm dumping a large amount at the bunk at one time.
If I don't have to fire up a tractor and load it every day and all this and that, that makes sense to me.
Family farm, started at this facility in '97, and then we added the robots in September of 2015. We have mainly a Holstein herd.
Currently we're milking about 608 cows, and we have about 750 total cows, milking and dry cows. We farm about 500 tillable acres.
It's my family's dairy. I grew up here, that's why it's special to me.
We have 4 children involved in the operation, and we have 5 total children. We had been milking 3 times a day, and we lost some employees, and we couldn't find anybody to replace them.
It was all labor for us. It was getting to be too stressful around here, not knowing who was going to show up to work.
So we made the decision to go to 2 times a day. And with that decision, our production went down, and I knew that these cows had so much more potential, and we were not getting it out of them. The future for our dairy was kind of up in the air.
I would jokingly say we really kind of needed to get this thing going, but I honestly didn't think we'd ever wind up actually doing it.
2 months before we actually started installing the robots, I got cold feet. Dwayne and I were kind of, oh, do we do this or don't we do it? And I looked at him one morning and I looked across at the dairy and I said, there's no way that I could look at that dairy every day and see somebody else running it.
The idea of a machine doing the milking, I just couldn't believe that it was, you know, something that could actually work.
We talked to different people. We felt the Lely robot had the most experience on the market. We started the first 6 robots the 15th of September in 2015. And the next 6 robots we started the 24th of September.
When it actually did happen, I just smiles from ear to ear, couldn't really believe it was going on. It definitely made things a lot easier and a lot less stressful, I will say that for sure.
Cows are a lot calmer, but I also find that with the employees too. There's a lot less stress. Anxiety.
Pretty much everything is a benefit. We've increased our production, we've increased our repro production. Everything about them has made the farm better, made our way of life a little bit easier.
What I've tried to do is set them up for success. I feel it's my job to set things in place so that we can be successful. And I feel robots are part of that success.
My grandpa was one, he always said you never want to be the first one to get something, but you want to be the second or the third one. He says if you're the last one, then you're behind time. Like it's turned out the Vector, we thought it would be good, but we didn't realize it would be this good. Like it's been an incredible investment. Hi there, I'm Weldon Plitt from Sunny Glade Farms, Blumenort, Manitoba, Canada. The last 15 years of dairying before robots, it was just go, go, go. Get this done, get that done. There was very little time to enjoy your cows. Now with the robots, I can actually go in there and I can look at my cows, I can pet my cows, I can interact with my cows, and there's time for it. Before, we were milking a tie stall, and I guess we felt that we knew our cows, we knew where they stood, we knew what each cow was all about, or we thought we did. And I guess moving into automation and all that, we thought we would lose that personal touch. Really, we know our cows much better now than we ever have. There's well over 100 pieces of information we get every time the cow enters the robot. We know how much milk she gives, what her butter fat is, what her protein is, what her cell count is, the temperature of her milk. Has she been active? Has she not been active? Is her stomach working with the rumination tags? It's just unbelievable the amount of information that we get now. Like, we thought we used to know our cows, and now we found out we didn't really know them at all before. Like it's just unreal how relaxed they are, and again, that relaxed cows just give more milk. Our butter fat usually is at 3.8 with a protein of 3.3 roughly, milking it at 32 to 33 liters per cow right now at 220 days of milk. Our somatic cell, we've been as low as 85,000. We're generally running in that 100 to 200 range. We sort off our high cell count cows, get sorted off to the pasteurizer for milk for the calves, so that helps on the cell count end of things too. The vector measures the bunk and feeds according to as needed. So whenever it comes by, you notice the cows get up and head to the feed bunk. So it definitely encourages more intake, which at the end of the day means healthier cows, higher components, and more milk. We used to feed for 5% over. Now we don't really clean out bunks anymore. It mixes the fresh feed with what's left. It's been an incredible savings on the feed side that you don't have to overfeed all the time. Now we milk more cows than we ever have. We've cut our labor force in half, and it's also easier labor. It's not as physical as what it used to be. And we're producing more milk.